on the distance program to take shape. Are you with me? I want the distance program to take shape.
Yes, please.
So you should all put in your best. You should all do your best. So that GCT, we will also say that we are producing good students. Are you with me? So please, and please again, I will urge you to learn and then to put in your best for us, okay? So that Dr. BB may also be happy. So
Yes, please.
he may know that her students are actually performing well. Are you okay?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
please,
sir.
Yes, sir.
I beg of you, you should all do your best. You should all put in your best so that GCTU can also move on. We all love GCTU and we wish the students may be plenty. Are you with me? We don't want you to leave school. But as I told you, the first semester was a period of baptism. We were using it to baptize you. So that is why actually I think every lecturer will pass everyone. Every lecturer will pass everybody. I think that is what I think. I don't know whether you got an F or you had a good grade, but I think we will tend to pass you so that you will know what academia is like. So for second semester, you have gotten shape in at GCTU. So if you got zero, you will be given zero. Are you with me?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, so let's start with today's lecture. Let's start with today's lecture. Today is HR lecture 1. So I'm going to introduce you to HR. You are going to know everything that you are expected to know. We are going to learn what is expected of you. So this is the field of everybody. Everyone, this is your field. So you may probably know a lot in HR compared even to the lecturer because you may have practical experience. So you must all contribute to make this course a success. Now, I'm starting. Is there no question? If there is no question, let me start. Okay, HR. In the olden days, our interest was on the job. We wanted to do everything to ensure that the workplace was successful. We wanted to do everything. If you say we, I mean the organization wanted to do everything to make sure that it succeed. However, it came to a place, a time that the interest moved from the organization, from making the organization effective to the employees. So that is when HR actually emerged. When we talk about HR or HRM is a strategic approach to managing people within an organization. The strategic approach of managing people, the strategic approach of managing people to achieve organizational effectiveness is what is known as HR. HR involves combining a lot of activities such as recruitment, selection, training, performance management, compensation, employee retention in order to ensure organizational effectiveness. So, what is at the center of HR is the employees in an organization. When we talk about the employees, management is also part of the employees. Note, when we talk about employees, management is also part of the employees. So HR emphasizes on achieving two main goals. HR emphasizes on achieving two main goals. One, to achieve organizational effectiveness. To achieve organizational effectiveness. And two, to achieve job satisfaction among employees. Remember, these two goals go hand in hand. One supplements the other. Why do I say this? When our aim is in achieving organizational effectiveness, then we are, on the other hand, achieving job satisfaction. Because if the organization is effective, we will get money to give to the employees. Then the employees are achieving job satisfaction. On the other hand, if the employees are achieving job satisfaction, then they will put in their best to achieve or to make the operations of the organization go on as expected, to put in their best, to perform their job roles and other duties. Remember, in every organization, employees perform two main duties. They perform what is known as job roles. They perform job roles. That is the assigned duties. What you are assigned to do is called job roles or work roles. And employees also perform what we know is known as OCB. That is organizational organizational citizenship behavior, OCB, or extra rules. We have job rules and extra rules. The extra rules are the same as OCB. The extra rules are those tasks that are not assigned to you, but you perform it in order to achieve organizational effectiveness. There are a lot of things that you are not assigned to. A lot of things we are not assigned to, but we perform them, we put in our best to achieve what is expected. Are you okay?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
So
We are
that
following.
is what HR is actually about. Please take note. Let's go to the historical overview of HR. We are going to know the history of HR. How did HR come about? That is what we are going to know. The historical overview. Okay. Okay. So this is the history of HR. As I said, HR is a strategic approach to managing people within an organization. The strategic approach to managing people in an organization. It also involves a lot of activities. That is what we have said. Now, we are going to the historical overview of HR. The historical overview of HR. HR can be traced far back in the 19th and 20th century. It moves far back in the 19th and 20th century. HR moves far back in the 19th and the 20th century. The 19th and the 20th century are classified as the industrial era. They are classified as the industrial era. On this date, or in the 19th and 20th century, employees were primarily regarded as factors of production. So our main interest was not on the employees. They were only regarded as the factors of production that help the organization to achieve maximum productivity. That is the 19th and 20th century. Are you okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
During this period, administration emerged as a basic administrative functions or personal administration, that is to manage human beings, were classified as a basic administration functions that are only regarded as, so employees were regarded as only to maintain the organizational effectiveness by engaging in recruitment, by wage administration, by record keeping, etc., etc. So the main objective was to maintain an adequate workforce. The main objective was to maintain an adequate workforce rather than to strategically manage human resource. That is the 20th century. The main objectives was to manage employees or to maintain the employees, but not to strategically manage human resource. That happened in the 19th and the 20th century. Actually, it happened in the late 19th century and at the beginning of the 20th century. Okay. From here, it's moved to the human relations movement. Human relations movement. Let me tell you something small about the 19th and the 20th century. What happened? Let me tell you something small about what happened in the 19th and 20th century. There was an experiment that took place in the human resource movement. Actually, there was a movement, and the movement was to mark the turning point of the HR or of the human resource management. There was a movement, and the movement was as a result of a man known as Mayo and his colleagues, Mayo or Etin Mayo and his colleagues. They conducted an experiment known as the Honton studies. They conducted an experiment known as the Honton studies. The Honton studies were a series of research that was conducted in the 1920s and the 1930s. In Chicago, please take note, there was an experiment that was conducted in the 1920s or the 1920s and the 1930s. It was conducted in Chicago at a place known as the Western Electric Company. And as I said, the experiment was led by a man known as the Elton Mayo. The name of the man was known as Mayo and his colleagues. Let's look at how the experiment was conducted. The experiments were conducted through a series of controlled industrial and field observation. The research team designed the studies to examine how different workplaces influence employees' productivity. The experiment was conducted to examine how the workplace conditions influence employee productivity. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please, you should listen to the experiment well. I said
Okay,
the
sir.
experiment was conducted, or the leader of the team that conducted the experiment was known as Mayo. And this experiment was conducted in Chicago. And then I said the experiment was conducted to examine workplace conditions, how the workplace conditions influence employee productivity, how people in the workplace influence the productivity of the workers. Please take note. The researchers manipulated specific workplace conditions. They manipulated lighting system, the rest level, people were having adequate level of rest, whilst others were having a minimum level of rest. They manipulated conditions of service. People were having higher wages and others were having lower wages. This is what the experiment was about. And in the experiment, Mayor and his colleagues monitored the changes. He wanted to find out if we manipulate the workplace level conditions, such as the rest system, the working conditions, the wage system, what will happen to productivity. So that was what Mayor actually did. And he measured productivity. He wanted to see if productivity level may decline as a result of manipulation. And he found out that Mayor and his colleagues find out that the changes in working conditions did not consistently explain productivity. I repeat, Mayor and his colleagues find out that the changes in workplace working conditions, the physical conditions, he find out that the changes in the workplace physical conditions did not consistently explain productivity levels or productivity improvement. Instead, productivity increased regardless of whether conditions were improved or worsened. He found out that productivity levels went up. Productivity levels went up irrespective of whether the workplace physical conditions were improved or not. This led Mayor and his colleagues to conclude that social and psychological factors play more significant role in influencing employee behavior than the physical conditions. I repeat, he was manipulating the physical and the psychological conditions. The psychological conditions include some of their moral experiences, some of the things that affect them psychologically. And he was also manipulating the physical conditions. And Mayor and his colleagues find out that manipulating the physical conditions did not have any experience or did not have any effect on productivity. But the psychological impact have an effect on productivity. So he concluded that regardless of physical conditions, it do not have an impact on the employees, but rather the psychological conditions. The study also revealed that employees perform better when their well-being when their well-beings were taken into consideration. So this made Mayo and his colleagues to conclude that it is better to manage employees so that they can perform better rather than the physical conditions. This study was termed as the Hunton effect. I repeat, this study, that is the human relation management in the 1930s, was termed as the Hunton effect or the Hunton studies. Hunton is there, Hawthorne, Hunton studies. Are you okay?
Sir,
Yes.
please the spellings
Sir.
again, please. Please the spellings again.
Hawthorne, Hawthorne.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So, Mayo and his colleagues actually set the tone. They concluded that then managing employees is more important than the physical working conditions, because when employees' well-being was monitored, it was found out that it improved productivity more than the physical working conditions. So this was what was known as the Hunton studies. This was what was known as the Hunton studies. Now, in the 1960s and the 1970s, organizations increasingly acknowledge that employees in every organization, employees represent a valuable asset in the working conditions. This was happened in the 1960s. So when Mayo set the tone about the interest in managing employees to increase productivity. In the 1960s, the interest in employees actually increased. So they got to know that then it was actually good in putting more resources on the employees. Then we are going to know what happened in the 1980s and the 1990s. We are going to know what happened in the 1980s and the 1990s. In the 1980s, that is the late 1980s and then early 1990s, there was a transition from traditional personal management to human resource management. It happened in the 1980s and the 1990s. There was a transition from the old system, from the traditional way that employees, where the employees were only classified as the assets of the organization to a situation where management put much interest in the well-being of the employees. HR practices such as recruitment, compensation, performance management, planning, etc., were aligned or were considered more important. Then, in the late 1990s, this is where more emphasis were put in HR. However, there were a lot of factors that led to the increase in the HR aside the Hunton studies. I repeat, I said there were a lot of factors that led to an increase in HR. So we are going to name and explain some of these factors. Please, you are to take note the factors that led to an increase in HR. Okay, so the first factor was known as, or is known as, technological advancement. That is the first factor. Let's know how technological advancement led to an increase in HR. So we can see that with the recent technological advancement, it has led to a change in how organizations engage in recruitment, how they manage the employees, and how they develop and also retain human beings or employees in the organization. The adoption of artificial intelligence automatically led to an interest in how human beings can employ this technological advancement in the recruitment process. So the AI has transformed everything. People are looking at how they can use HR in managing human resource, how they can use HR in how they can use AI in the recruitment process, in the personal administrative task. So people, the interest is in managing the employees well so that they can know how these technologies are used rather than considering human being as only the factors of production. The second factor that led to an increase in HR is known as globalization. Globalization has expanded business operations across national borders, creating an increasingly diverse and geographically dispersed workforce. Globalization, it has expanded business activities across national borders. It has increased diverse and geographically workforce. Organization no more compete with the others, but it depends on how you can be able to endure the global system. If you are able to go to the globally, then you can actually compete with others. So we now compete with international bodies for talent. We now compete with others in the international bodies. And to be able to compete with others, to be able to compete internationally, it depends on how effective the employees are. I quite remember last 2 weeks, one of my colleagues, he's my friend, but he's one of my students. He went outside. He said, call for duties. So the works where he works, they sent him to go and then study the international terrain and see how he can take this to outside Ghana. So you see, with this, it actually depends on how you will manage employees. Now, we are going to third one, the changing workforce expectations. Now, the expectation of the workforce has changed. The modern workforce has different expectations. Considering the olden days, what their interest was only on their wages. No, the workforce expectations nowadays has changed drastically. Now, the interest is on workplace flexibility. We have to make it flexible. Is on managing the meaningful work. Is on career development. Is on work-life balance. Is on employee well-being. Is on continuous learning, etc. That is the interest in the workforce. That is the expectation of the workforce nowadays. So the interest is not in managing the workplace anymore, but the interest is on managing different kind of expectations. So we need to put more emphasis on promotion opportunities, on flexible work policies, etc., etc. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Doc.
Are you getting what I am explaining?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, Doc.
Please, if you don't understand, you should let me know. You should let me know, then I know what to do.
Sir, please kindly go over the third point again, changing workforce expectations. Kindly take it
Okay.
again.
You should consider yourself You no more need the financial resource. You want more than money in the organization. You want more than money, isn't it?
It is, sir.
You want flexible work conditions. You
Yes.
want promotion. You want to get something substantial. That is what the interest is on. So we no more only expect to get, increase in salary. We want more than that. We want more than that. Nowadays, which I am involved, we want promotion of mental health. We want well-being. You want flexible work conditions. We want employee enhancement of your experiences. Are you with me? All these account for the flexible workforce conditions. Network ni nyinaa cool. So that is why you are not seeing anything online. I want to see, it seems everything has gone from online.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Screen that
Yes,
I'm
sir.
Your
sharing.
screen is blurred.
Yes,
Yes.
so I don't know why. So I want to see what causes it. I don't know why everything has gone off, but I want to on my laptop again to see if it's from the laptop. The laptop can't even work now. It's now coming. Let's wait for some time. So these factors has led to the increase in HR. Aside these factors, there are a lot of factors. Other factors that has led to increase in HR. Other factors include diverse working conditions. The network has gone off. The network has gone off. So let me see if it will come. So you see, in fact, I will discuss with with Dr. BB and co, because this class is crashing with my other lecture. So either I will be rescheduled to a different time or I will stop. Because as I'm talking now, I have a class with the level 100 students. I am teaching them employee HR, and that is happening in this morning. But I have to stop and come and teach you. So either they will reschedule it or I will stop teaching you. Are you okay? Are you with me?
Sir, please don't stop teaching us. Sir, we also
Yes,
level.
sir, we are with you.
But we started with the continuing students before you. So I started with them about 3 weeks before you. So I cannot put an end to DS.
Okay, sir.
If it was that I was supposed to choose in between you and them, then I will know that probably this is what I am doing. But I started teaching them before you.
So
Yes,
then
sir.
let's move for rescheduling rather. They should reschedule you.
Well, that one depends on whether the distance office will listen to me. It's not from my end. It depends on whether they will listen to me and then consider it, or else I have to put an end to this because I can't teach 2 courses at the same time. Mind you, it has happened. They also start at 10 o'clock and ends at 1 o'clock. And you start at 11:30. So I have to teach them only 1 hour 30 minutes, which is practically impossible. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So I will see if they can't do anything to it, then I will put an end to this. But Dr. BB is a listening leader. He listens to us very well. So I think she may have something to do. He may take it into consideration. So let's consider that probably something positive may come up from it. Okay.
We hope so, sir.
Okay. Now, this is the screen. So we have now done the factors that led to an increase in HR. Let's consider the characteristics of HR. The characteristics of HR. 1, HR is diverse. The diversity nature of HR. If I say HR is diverse, what I mean is that HR is not a single fixed practice. HR is not fixed. Instead, it includes many different approaches, many different activities, a lot of methods that ensure the successful nature of HR. So as of now, HR is diverse. So take note, in HR, you don't engage in only one activity. It consists of a lot of activities, such as performance management, performance appraisal, training, development, etc., etc. So HR, human resource, is diverse, but it's not single-phase activity or single-phase practice. 2, HR is integrated. We have a lot of functions that come together to form HR. The integrated approach. What I mean is that in HR, there are a lot of functions. All the functions come together to form HR. 3, we have strategic goal orientation. What I mean is that HR, the lot of activities that we said exist for the human resource, for the HR, a lot of activities. All these activities are integrated to achieve organizational effectiveness. All the activities are integrated into strategic planning. All these activities are integrated into strategic practices in order to achieve organizational effectiveness. Then, 3, HR is committed or commitment oriented. We are oriented to be committed in the organization. What I mean is that HR has high level of commitment. We deserve a lot of commitment from employees, and this commitment ranges from either engaging in the activities of the organization or in other activities that ensure the organizational effectiveness. Six, HR is based on belief that people should be treated as an asset. People should be treated as a human asset. As I told you, in the olden days, they considered as HR as only factor of production. Remember, there are a lot of factors. Those who did economics, we consider that the human resource are only the factor of production. We have land, labor, capital, and then human factor. Land, labor, capital. So the labor was classified as the employees. They were considered as only the human, the factor of production. But nowadays, the interest has shifted to the fact that HR is considered as a human capital or as an asset. We no more consider HR as factor of production. Let's consider the other one. HR is based on individualistic rather than collective approach. What I mean is that if our interest is on employees, then we need to tackle individual employees. We need to tackle individual employees rather than collective nature. No, because every individual has his needs or has her needs. So we need to consider that rather than the collective nature of the individuals. They may have their needs, the collective nature, but their needs, the needs of an individual, may be peculiar to the others. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any question? Any question? Any question? Okay. Now let's go to HR as a system. Or let's do away with the HR as a system because I wouldn't bring some. So let's go to the functions of HR. The functions. If you are an HR, what do you do? Human resource management. Let's look at the functions. One, the first function of HR is to engage in strategic management. That is the first function, to engage in strategic management. If I say you are engaging in strategic management, what I mean is that as a workforce or as an individual employee, your duty is to work with others in the organization to achieve goals and objectives. So every employee is to collaborate with the department that he is in order for you to achieve your aims. Two, the main duty of human resource management is to achieve equal employment opportunities. We need to give employment opportunities to everyone equally. So we need to give employment opportunities to everybody equally, irrespective of your age, your diversity, where you come from, either you have a disability or not. But what do we see nowadays? Those with that disability are made to sit at the back of the counter, whilst those who are physically able or those who are physically strong are made to sit with the at the reception. That is not good. Then three, the other activity of HR is on staffing. That is, they need to engage in selection and recruitment. They need to engage in selection and recruitment in order to get individual employees for the organization. Four, the other activity of HR is on talent management and development. Talent management and development. So how do HR engage in talent management? They engage in talent management by recruitment, by performance management, by training, by orientation. When every individual is selected for the organization, he is taken through individual orientation. So all these are aimed at managing talent and also development of the talent that we have. So we develop and manage the talent through orientation, training, HR development, the career planning, the performance management, etc., etc. Now, they also engage or they design the total reward. HR, they design or develop the HR, the total rewards. So they decide on how to pay individual employees, how they can give an incentives, how they can give something, rewards and punishment is through the HR. Then they engage in administrative functions. So the administrative. So when you go, they engage in writing, they write a lot, they keep records, etc., etc. That is the main duty of HR. Any question? Any question? So let's look at some of the strategic, some of the administrative functions. Administrative. So administratively, these are what HR personnel do. One, the first administrative function is to maintain accurate and comprehensive data. So they keep data. All data in the organization are kept by the HR. Two, they give legal service to employees. So if you have any problem, there is the duty of the HR to give legal service. They make the necessary arrangements for you to pay tax, for you to contribute to the national insurance is the HR. Three or four, they keep attendance. So if you go to the office, you will need to move to the HR to sign. So they keep attendance of every employee. They prepare and let you sign employee contracts. It's also their duty. Then they provide effective health care. Is the HR. They provide effective health care. So there are a lot of activities. They are even responsible for advising the management and the staff of all areas that concerns them. So that is the functions of the HR. Let's look at some HR activities. Some HR activities. Let's look at some of the HR activities. Let's look at some HRM activities. So what are some of the things that HR do? So mention some for me. This one you are going to teach me because you know a lot. Somebody is asking me, is point 2 true? Please, I don't know point 2. So Stephen, can you tell me the point 2?
Say,
Yes.
I said, please, we are off from that slide. The situation
Okay,
whereby
let
they
me
said
go back.
sorry.
Is it here?
No, sir, please, I think one more. So the situation whereby no, please, we are far back.
Okay, I'm starting so that you show me.
So please let's come close. Yeah, sir, please, this one. The equal employment opportunity.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because we see nowadays, even despite, I don't know for other places, although, but what we all realizing nowadays in Ghana probably is that despite your degree and whatever, unless you still have a link, and even
That
with
is
your
why
link,
I even use people who are disabled as an example. It's supposed
sure,
to be the case, but it's not practiced in Ghana. Are you with me?
I'm with you, sir.
Yes, that is what should be the what is expected. But we don't see it anymore. It seems I gave an example. We don't engage in it, but actually, it's the activity of the HR.
Okay. I said, no, even with the link, you still have to pay. Aside from your link that you said is good, you still have to pay something. So, sir, please, thank you for turning back to me on that one. Hello? Hello?
I think maybe his network is off.
Yes, I'm not so sure.
But I was don't for my distance. For this one, you just drill all the pots to the wall. We are not going to use the L shape. Only the
Pen, sorry?
Oh, sorry. Oh, hey.
Yeah, have you gotten the equal employment opportunities? Hello?
Hello, sir.
Hi. Are you not online? Hello?
Doc, you are
We can
online.
hear.
Sir, please, we are here.
Hey, and no
Hello,
one
sir.
seemed to mind me.
So
We
we
are
can
with
hear
you,
you, sir.
sir.
Okay, the network went off. So have you gotten the equal employment opportunities?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go to some HRM activities. So you are going to help me in mentioning some of the HR activities. So who is giving me the first activity? What are HRs do? What do HRs do?
Sir, they are training employees.
They train people. So now we call it the training and development. They don't only train. The training aims at developing the human capital. So first one is the training and then development.
Sir, planning for the
Recruit.
organization.
Organizational planning is also part.
Yes.
That is very good. Yes, I'm
They are
waiting.
orientating employees.
I'm not getting you, please.
Sir, they are orientating new employees.
Qualitative.
Orientating.
Orientation. Orientation of new employees that form part of the training. There are a lot of factors, there are a lot of activities of HR. You should mention them. A lot of activities, please.
Sir,
Yes.
please, they are responsible for the health and safety of
So
employees.
the health and safety of the individual employees.
Yes.
It's also one of the activities.
Sir,
Yes.
so please, what role is compensation and benefits of the workers?
Compensation and benefits is also another responsibility or activity.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these are some of the activities. Recruitment, very good. Recruitment and selection of employees. That is very good. So these are some of their activities. They design work. That is the first one. We call it the job crafting. They develop the work, they design it, they tell you your job responsibilities, etc. Then they engage in planning. Someone said it. So they focus on what may
Drink
happen
water.
in future. So they can decide that, well, in future, the workforce may move towards this. So we should plan towards that. They engage in recruitment and selection. Recruitment and selection. They engage in training and development. Training and development. Training and development. They provide training to employees. That is the acquisition of relevant knowledge, skills, and abilities that lead to an improved performance at work. That is training. So note, training is considered as the acquisition of relevant knowledge, skills, abilities, and others that lead to an improved performance at work. Then 4, one of the other activity is performance management. Performance management. So they ensure that performance in an organization is managed. The performance do not decline. That is the activity of the HR. They engage in compensation. We know compensation. They develop the salary structure, the incentives that individual employee is expected to get. They engage in organizational health and safety. They engage in organizational health and safety. So they ensure safe and healthy workforce. Then they engage in employee and labor relations. They ensure that our activities, our friendship, with our relationship with the management is as cordial as possible. So these are the HR, some of the HR activities that I have mentioned. Let's look at the ethical dimension of HR. The ethical dimensions of HR. So we are going to look at giving equal employment opportunities. It comes under the ethical dimensions. So the first one is that, hey, is it time?
According to time given.
Oh, so it's 2 hours, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me finish with this. I am left with the ethical dimension. So let me finish with it, okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, with the ethical dimensions, the first one is that we should treat people equally. Treatment of employees equally. That is the first dimension, but ethical dimension, but it's not happening. Second one, we should treat people according to the ways regarded as fair, as consistent, and as transparent as possible. We should treat people according to transparency. That is, we should treat people by following the principles of procedural justice. But that don't happen nowadays. Then the last one, we should provide working conditions that protect the health and safety of employees. We should treat people. We should provide a sort of treatment to people that protects the health and safety of employees. Next week, we are going to an interesting part. We are going to know what is known as job analysis. We are going to know how we should always analyze our job responsibilities in order for us to know some of the incentives we are to receive in the organization. On this note, if there is no question, then I wish you all the best. And may God be with you. Have a nice day with the
Amen.
rest of your lectures.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please, you should put in your best. Please, you should put in your best. I want everyone to succeed. So all of us, we should put in our best. Please, I beg of you. Everyone should put in his best. And I know by God willing, he may see you through. All the best.
Amen. Thank you, sir.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.